This place is beautiful. Where are we? Charlestown Landing.
Yeah, but the house we're going to is called Laguerre Waring House. I don't know whether that's pronounced correctly.
The gate behind us is just beautiful.
But you can't tell from the video.
I'll take a picture, woman.
Okay, are you going to do video?
Yeah, I'll do video. All right, so, yeah, my turn to video. Look at this tree. It is huge. All right, this is Laguerre Waring House. And right here...
Ocean alligators. I want to see one in the water.
Did you see one?
No, I want to see one in the water. I don't want one near me, but I want to see one.
I'll wrestle it.
Okay.
This is probably not going to be doing it justice.
Not even in the video of the tree. No.
But
the trees
the Spanish
are massive.
moss, the gates, this old tree. And I told Lee, I said, these trees have survived. I mean, that tree's probably over 100 or 200 years. How many hurricanes these things have survived? These pillars are just gorgeous. I don't know how old they are, but there's actually like a buggy and carriage. I guess a buggy is a carriage, not a horse and carriage. And it says, what does it say? Dr. J.I. Waring. I just noticed I was taking pictures of these trees, and they had to put like iron supports on this limb. Look at the ferns on top of this tree. Yeah, too bad my dad didn't come. This would be good for him. He likes this stuff. So do I. He should have been a botanist.
Your dad?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my mother probably could have been too. I don't have a green thumb.
I know that you guys are probably bored of seeing, you know, trees and stuff like this, but this is what we like to do. You hear that frog? Look at that Spanish moss. And they say, I don't know if it's true or not, for, you know, they might just do it for decoration, but they say that Spanish moss actually spreads from the wind. It will blow from tree to tree and grab hold. But yeah. They have benches all over the place. And we're going to this house up here. I don't know if you can see it through the trees.
There are lots of trees that I find interesting. Look at this one. Yep, I keep wanting to see a gator out there somewhere. There are turtles out here in the water. One just went under, but there's one right there.
This is a fountain of a something, and it's black, but I don't know what it is. And then this is, what is this?
Pineapple. Pineapple, I think, is a welcoming symbol. It means welcome.
Well, then why isn't the house open?
This is the house that the whatever Laguerre Waring house.
Okay, it's not open. They wouldn't let us in. I'll walk over here, see the view of the lake. Man, look at that. Uh-huh. But alas, nobody wants me to take their picture. Wow, in the shade, it just cooled off like 20 degrees. This is the other way.
Okay, so we need to...
And then I'll turn around and you can see that. What'd you say it was?
What?
Avenue of
It's
Oaks?
called the Avenue of Oaks. It's right out in front of the... Okay, well, we learned something new. There's a shuttle. I've seen the signs for it. And
I didn't know what it meant though.
the lady stopped and picked us up and brought us down here. Thank goodness, because
It's a kind
it
of
would
a
be
far
a
piece.
long walk, longer than we thought. So we're heading down toward the ship and some other things down here.
3540 nautical miles. That is a fur piece.
Yeah. All right, the adventure. The Adventure is about 65 feet long and has a modern net tonnage of 34 tons.
That's how big the ships are?
A good comparison for the Adventure in modern terms is a mid-sized delivery truck. Ha! She would have needed a crew of around 6 to 8 sailors depending on the length of the voyage. It's really small.
Okay. Now, we're on the boat. Well, I'm on the boat. Lee's
I'm still struggling.
attempting to get on the boat. Look at how that would crank up. Crank, 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 crank. You turn the pellets in the thing and crank that up. It lifts up the anchor. That's crazy. This is the ship. I don't know what the ship is.
It's called Adventure.
Adventure? Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Here we go.
it's hot up here.
There's the sailing mast. Oh, this is just beautiful. Okay, I'm going downstairs. They said there's a full bar down here. Yeah. So Lee has abandoned me once again. Oh, this is nice. Okay. This is, looks like crew quarters and the rope storage. Wow, this is really cool. It smells like there's another mast. It smells like, it's not oak. It almost smells like cedar. Okay, here's crew quarters again. There's a fan going right there. Wow, that's really cool. Of course, like the phone is doing its thing. I cannot see that fan. I can see the center of the fan, but through the phone, the magic of wizardry and such, I can see that phone. I mean, that fan. I guess this would not be sleeping berths. I don't know, maybe they are. So cool. Here, yeah, this is really neat. All right, so I'm gonna walk up and get on out of here.
So then once I'm ready, I would simply pull the match cord down into the priming pouch. There's a small hole drilled from the can to the inside of the breech, which is the back of the barrel. So that priming powder sends a flame through that vent hole, which in turn ignites the powder here in the breech, which ignites, and then you get the instantaneous conversion of the solid powder into a gas. And that gas builds up pressure really quickly, trying to find a way out of the barrel. It takes the path of least resistance. It can't get out of the back because it's sealed, but it can force that 1 ounce lead ball out of its way, hurling it downrange at about 1,000 feet per second. Sharpened rock or stone called flint. You nap it with a metal tool so you get a nice sharp cutting edge. You can see there. And what happens is when you pull the trigger, the cock, which is holding the flint, swings forward and strikes a piece of steel. So the steel also serves as your pan cover. So when it strikes it, it actually digs into the metal and shaves off little slivers of metal. the friction heats them up and they fall as embers, or what we call sparks, into the priming powder, igniting the priming powder, which does the same thing that the matchlock does. It sends a flame through that vent hole, igniting the main charge in the breech. All right, shall we? So I'm going to call what a non-commissioned officer, when they're training and drilling, you know, when the colonists arrived here, about 75%, 3/4 of them are indentured servants. These are contract laborers, people who couldn't afford to come to Carolina, so they found someone of greater means who bought their tickets, and then they paid that person back by working as their servant for a number of years. Typically in Carolina, 3 years was about the average length of an indenture. So these were most likely people from cities who had probably never held a musket before, let alone fired one. So the proprietors recruited some veterans of England's foreign wars to serve as the leaders of the provincial militia. So they would have brought all of the colonists out, all the able-bodied colonists out, and they would have gone through what they called the postures of the drill, the various movements that you take and undergo steps, if you will, to fire this weapon. So I'm going to call it for you. Musketeer, unshoulder your musket and poise. Rest your musket. Half bend your firelock. He's taking it to the half cock position. Handle cartridge. He's going to pull out his paper cartridge. He'll tear it with his teeth. Prime your pan. Now he's going to fill up the pan and shut your pan. Cast about your musket. Charge with cartridge. At this point, he would insert his shot, but we're just blank firing today. Draw forth your scouring stick. Shorten. Ram home. Withdraw. Shorten and return your scouring stick. Now he's going to go back to the shoulder position because he's going to be in a line. Historically, the militia would be in lines. So everybody's not going to be loading at the same rate. Some people are going to be slower. So he'd go back to the shoulder, and that's my cue that he's done. So everybody else would finish up, and then the command would be, unshoulder your musket and poise. Cock your firelock. Present. Fire! And there it is. Now if he wants to fire that musket again, rinse and repeat.
Yep, we are about finished. I think this is actually the last thing that we are going to go to before we leave. This is the common house. And you can pause it to read it if you want. So this is it.
Pretty cool in there.
Is it? I was hoping that was a trash can. Guess I will carry my water bottle around with me. Is there anything inside?
Yep. All right. What'd you say this was?
It's the common house. And I said a little bit about it.
We use my phone when we do anything going like on the inside of, because it's like really hard to see. But Lee, come here. And that shirt.
Okay, there's a shirt there.
Yeah, you didn't even see the rake. Look at the rake in the
Yeah, I
in the
see
phone.
it, but you can see it better in the video.
I didn't even see it. Here's the table and chairs.
So indentured servants and enslaved Africans would live in homes like this.
3 years. I mean, would that be their full salary? Go to this?
It would be, yeah, they would work for, if I remember correctly, reading about this.
So I mean, they weren't slaves; they were just indentured
they
servants.
No, they would work for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
And it's usually started at 3 years, and depending on the type of passage, it would be more. I've done some reading, of course.
That's so nice here. Oh, they had a loft up here too.
Uh-huh.
I didn't even
If
notice
you
that.
stand right here in the door, you can really feel a good
Whoa.
breeze coming through.
Okay. Use my phone when we do anything going like on the inside. Oh, because it's like really hard to see. But these are the embankments and the cannons. Of course, the trees wouldn't have been here. And he said these 2 cannons were to protect the fields. And those other ones, they were aimed out to sea, and they would be for the protection of the colony. So they would be for like ships and things. So, and none of these trees would have been here. And these guys, he said this embankment would have gone all the way to the sea. And then there was a moat in front of the embankment to protect the embankment from people coming in.
You can see that on the other side.
Yep, I'm walking over there. So there's the cannons.
Sure. Thanks for coming out.
You said we can fire the cannons anytime, right?
You've got the powder. So
And if I have bail money, right?
our 4 smaller guns, we use 1 pound of powder in, and then the 2 big ones, the demi-culverins, we use 2 pounds of powder.
Wow.
Well,
So
there you go.
Our demi-culverin rounds are big.
I
Wow.
think you're out of luck today. Sorry.
That's cool.
We're in the gift shop here. Tell me this is not the cutest thing ever. Dun, da, da, da. Hairy otter. Oh my gosh. I love it. Is that not the cutest?
That is extremely smart.
Now, Kurt's thinking about getting a shot glass. Show it up close.
It's either this one or this one.
Okay.
Which one should I get?
I don't know. That's a hard decision.
All right, this is the ruins of the Horry family home. Symbolizes the southern plantation system founded on this soil by the first colonists. The system flourished for generations, but ultimately crumbled. When the Lord's profiteers set up the colony, they copied a successful Barbadian plantation model from Barbados to Carolina. Large landowners profited from the labor and enslaved Africans who built the homes, cleared fields, planted seeds, and harvested crops. The Horry Lucas Mansion burned in 1865 near the end of the Civil War. Its ashes marked the end of the slave-based plantation system and system that organized with the settlers here in the nearly 200 years before. So this was our home built like the Barbados system. So that's interesting. And here, if you want to pause the screen so you can read it.
Right here, I thought this was interesting. This historic bathtub, probably built in the early 1800s, is the first of its kind that archaeologists have identified in Charleston. It's unique because its owner placed it in the plantation house instead of a separate outbuilding. Because right here you can see what it says, that more expensive properties included bathing houses like this one advertised. But right here, this bathtub probably fit right here. It's behind plexiglass, so you can't tell a whole heck of a lot about it, but anyway, it was a bathtub. So this was actually inside the house. So here actually are some, I guess, foundation. You can see it all around there and all the way up to there. And then over here you can see some also. I don't know what this is. I can't find a sign for it, but you can see some of the foundation for it running right along there. All right, well, we are about to say goodbye to Charlestown Landing. Chip had a nice little walk here.
Yeah, this has been really great. Everybody's been very friendly. The services are great. We
Yep.
even hitched a ride.
Yeah. You can see how hot it is. My face is red. But we're going to say goodbye and hope you enjoyed the video.
This is our last hurrah for Mr. Charles. And
So-
we'll be headed home tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye. Chip said bye. Bye.